In the world of criminal investigations, finding the truth hidden beneath layers of deception is frequently required. However, even experienced detectives can become entangled in a web of a suspect's charm, clouding their judgment. One such case occurred in Orlando, Florida, where a double homicide investigation revealed an enthralling tale of deception and manipulation. This story, which involves a Guyanese couple with ties to a fraudulent scheme and a chilling motive, demonstrates the lengths to which suspects will go to avoid being caught. Prepare to delve into a case in which the suspect's charm proved to be a dangerous weapon, ultimately testing law enforcement's resolve and investigative prowess. Cynthia Stack, 52, and her son, 22-year-old Sean Stack, were the victims of a double homicide. On July 18, 2018, they were discovered shot to death in their Orlando apartment. The accused are a Guyanese couple who were both bank employees at the time of the murder. Amelia Bassoon, 25, and her husband Joshua Ramsamy, 28, were charged with first-degree murder in the deaths of Cynthia and Sean. Bassoon's murder charges were later dropped, and she agreed to cooperate with the state in the case against her husband. The Guyanese couple appears to have committed the double murder in order to avoid capture. Investigators believe Miss Bassoon was involved in a scheme to defraud or exploit one of her elderly clients, the victim's father and grandfather. Amelia Bassoon was a Chase Bank employee in downtown Orlando. Cynthia Stack's elderly father was a devoted customer who followed her wherever she went. Investigators with the Orlando Police Department believe Bassoon drew two $25,000 checks from Cynthia's father's bank account in March of 2018 and made them out to one of Bassoon's family members, a minor. Documents show that Ramsamy used the $50,000 to open two bank accounts at Bank of America. According to police, Cynthia Stack began to investigate what was going on with her father's account, and as a result, Joshua murdered Cynthia and her adult son in order to halt the investigation and get away with their alleged scheme to defraud and steal from an elderly person. The state claims Ramsamy purchased a gun and used it to murder them both. As if this were a defense, Ramsamy claims that he and his wife hired a hitman. He blames his wife for the majority of his problems. According to interrogation videos, his wife Amelia Bassoon attempted to seduce the detectives in order to get away with the murder. Amelia was arrested in connection with Cindy and Sean Stack's murders. They believe she assisted her husband in covering up the crime, but she will do anything to get away with it, including flirting with the detectives. While the case began in a lighthearted manner, it quickly escalated into one of the most intense interrogations in history. The detective starts by reading Amelia's rights and getting some basic information. Bassoon asks, "Am I like getting arrested or something or something? I am going to explain to you what's going on." She replies, "Normally this starts like someone getting in trouble or arrested." The detective replied, "Well, like I said, we want to be able to talk to you." Amelia's voice is already high-pitched, and she speaks in a timid tone of voice minutes into the interrogation. While this could simply be because she sounds normal, other footage of her suggests otherwise, or her change in tone could be a reaction to being in a stressful and uncomfortable situation. And as the interrogation progresses, she begins to show more and more flirtatious signs, such as flicking her, smiling at the detective, and crying to gain sympathy from him. After a while, Amelia gathers her hair and moves it all to the right side, exposing her neck on the left. The neck, which carries the jugular, is an important and vulnerable part of the body that many people will make an effort to protect. Someone is likely to expose their neck by tilting their head or moving their hair to the side, implying attraction or, at the very least, the desire to show everything. But little did she know the detective's was not fall. As she took him to be later in the interview, the detective asked, "Did he say he shot him?" She replied, "Well, I'm guessing he had a gun, so..." "Don't guess. Did he tell you that he shot him?" Amelia responded without hesitation, "Yes, he said he shot him," and the detectives were able to use Amelia's tactics against her and convince her to confess to her own husband's crime. The detectives also kept their word, as they had promised her during interrogation, and dropped the charges against her after confirming she had nothing to do with the murders. Despite this, she was charged with theft and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Josh, on the other hand, was found guilty of the first-degree murders of Cindy and Sean Stack and sentenced to life in prison. The power of charm can sometimes sway the course of an investigation in the intricate dance between suspects and detectives. The cases of Amelia Bassoon and Joshua Ramsamy are a sobering reminder of how manipulation can cloud judgment and obscure the truth. Amelia attempted to evade justice through flirtation and calculated behavior, but the detectives' keen observation and unwavering determination won out. The true nature of the crimes was revealed as the final pieces of the puzzle fell into place, leading to a confession that shattered the suspect's facade. In the end, justice was served, and the curtain fell on a tense chapter in which charm failed to protect the perpetrators from the consequences of their actions.